just gonna sit here like this for the next 10 minutes.
Yep, this is our new podcast. We can't even say new podcast.
Damn it! What can I?
No. Hey, did you?
No, I did not hear it. I don't even know what it is.
Hey, what about that?
Stop it! Don't you do it, dude.
That's what it's gonna be like, man.
Man, that is crazy, dude.
Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, smoke you what you seen and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we here on Trash Talk. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers podcast.
We made it.
We made it, Smoke.
Yeah.
Another week in the books.
Another week, man. Another week of summer.
I don't know where y'all at, but it's 173 degrees outside right now.
And the humidity makes it feel like about 225.
I mean, I'd be curious, like, does that have something to do, like, obviously it has something to do with the world heating up, but you know what I'm saying, like, you remember, like, when we were kids, they said, you know, you gotta be wary of, the ozone layer, you know, be wary of that, then you gotta be wary of, what was the other one they said, like, carbon
emissions,
yeah, and now it's like, hey, you gotta be careful about the Earth's getting hotter because the glaciers are melting. It's like, dude, is it...
Well, think about this. It used to snow here every year, right? Like now we do get flurries, like maybe one day out of a year. Mm-hmm. We haven't had a real snow here since 2014, the polar vortex.
The blizzard, I remember that.
So definitely, whether you subscribe to we're causing it ourselves or it's just a natural cycle that the Earth goes through, there's definitely some fact that the Earth is heating up.
Yeah, I saw the funniest thing. Somebody was like, "Well, no, that's not true because I'm in Alaska and there's ice everywhere." And the person was like, "It's called global warming, not regional warming."
Exactly.
You know, like I don't know, maybe.
And you know, people can argue till no end of whether we're doing it ourselves or it's just a natural cycle. But you know, the fact is, the Earth has heated up.
According to science, yes. It has. Mm-hmm. But anyway, man, did you have a good weekend? Did you do anything interesting?
Nah, normal weekend, I guess, man. I work too much, I'll tell you that.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, dude. That's what we
like
do.
What was the saying?
You work and then you work. Two things in life. Or go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I thought it was you work and then you die, but then I also was gonna say there's two things promised in life: death and taxes.
Yeah, but the old saying of I slept and I dreamt that life was pleasure, but I woke to find that life was duty, and I worked and found that duty is pleasure.
Let that marinate. I want y'all to rewind this, listen to that, and just digest that. Yeah, because that's a deep quote there.
It is, man. And well, you know, for some people that's probably absolutely true. Because you ever have those days where you just stayed out of work because you didn't feel it, and then you get halfway through the day and you're like, I should have went to work.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tuesday morning right now, and yesterday I'm like, man, I did not. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm sick of working. I'm sick of it. Yeah. I mean, I want this. I want the Trash Talkers to go with us, and let's make this the biggest media outlet. We're going to do reactions. We're going to do podcasts. We're going to do interviews. We're going to do skits. We're going to do music. We're going to do sketches. The Trash Talker media brand is going to be a thing. And one day, Smokey, the Trash Talkers are going to come with us, and we can go to our bosses and say, thank you for giving us an opportunity.
It's been great, but I'm out.
Exactly. Oh man, no, I went to go see the movie Nope.
Did you?
Terrible.
Really?
Garbage.
Really? Because I've been hearing good things about it.
In my opinion, it was garbage.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give any spoilers, but
to each his own. Maybe some people like it and some people don't. It's subjective.
Exactly.
It's art. So it's subjective.
Just like music. And when we do our reactions, some people like the song, some people don't. But music and it's art. Art is subjective.
Absolutely.
Man, all right. So let's go back down. Last week we were talking about some of the most insane.
Do you want to do the?
Oh yes.
The top. Yeah,
thank you.
Top comments first.
Yeah, top comments from the last podcast. Let's see what we got here. And again, guys, thank y'all so much for all the positive reception.
Yeah, definitely. This is a good series that we're gonna do here because, what do we did 3, so we've got 4 more episodes. 4 including this one.
And reading you guys' comments, a lot of you, we don't know who's at the bottom. We don't know who's going to be the most insane actor.
Yeah, we are specifically trying not to look at that.
Yeah.
Just so we can take this in as it comes.
Exactly. So right now we've got from last podcast, one of the top comments was Albert HS. He says, Mayhem from Norway. If you review the history of this mythical band and those close to it, you will be in for a surprise.
Mayhem. Now, I have heard that in the comments before.
Huh.
That's a band we need to get into, obviously, because I've definitely seen that listed in the comments several times.
See that? Okay, so...
Especially when we were talking about black metal.
Yeah, 100%. Another top comments from Marissa North. Shout out, Marissa. What in the hillbilly? That about sums it up with Courtney. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The next one is... there's like... Oh, okay. The next one is from Codex Necro. He says Gigi Allen, hands down. And actually, I apologize. There's one before, or one that's bigger than Codex, and we've been seeing a lot from Gigi Allen. It's from KP. Shout out KP. He says, "Good morning, guys. Looking forward to this segment. I'm tuned in. See you tonight for MJK Tuesday."
Yeah, definitely.
But yes, so this is and. It's a series that we're doing, and it's gonna go on for what, 4 more episodes, I guess.
Yeah, if you include this one, yes.
Yeah, so it's basically the most insane
artists
in music.
Yeah.
So last week, number 15 was Courtney Love. Mm-hmm. Then it was Alice Cooper.
Yes.
And then it was Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
Are you ready to see what?
If Ozzy is number 13, where are we going?
Dude, I'm curious. If you were making this list, top 15, you would think Ozzy would at least be top 5, right?
Top 5, yeah. We're gonna have some crazy ones, obviously.
Okay, so with Ozzy being 13, do you want to know who number 12 is?
Yes, I do.
All right, so number 12 is Marilyn Manson.
Oh well, we knew he was gonna be on the list somewhere.
But above or below Ozzy, below Alice Cooper. Like,
okay, he's had some crazy antics over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to top Ozzy though.
And with him again, let's stress to the fact that we're just speaking about his stage antics, because
his antics in music, not necessarily in his personal life.
Right.
Because a lot of these people, well, I mean, I guess Courtney kind of did a lot of things in her personal life too. But it's really sensitive subjects when you talk about the recent things that have been going on with Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
So we'll just keep it to the synopsis that the website gives us, and basically stuff that he's done in music.
All right, so let's see real quick. Marilyn Manson was on track to become probably the most infamous frontman since Gigi Allen, a name we've been seeing in the comments.
Yes.
Says in recent years, Manson has given up being America's Antichrist superstar and enjoyed his celebrity status a little bit more. So it says, it seems like the myth was always bigger than the man. Stories like Manson removing his ribs so he could give himself some mouth love was on the tips of every high schooler's tongue.
It was. I remember that story going around when I was in school.
Okay, let's talk about that, because I vividly remember everybody's like, man, this guy, he's a devil, Satan worshiper, burning Bibles, and he took his rib out. Just as, first of all, I don't think that's even scientifically possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to help you. You'd have to alter your vertebrae in some way. Now, some people are gifted with the ability to do that.
Contortionists, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know that removing some ribs is going to help you get there.
Somebody
feel me?
Yeah, I mean, if depending on who you are, it might get you a little closer now. I mean,
really, is your ribs what's holding you back?
Yeah, but if you're what your destination you're trying to get to is long enough, I mean, hey,
yeah, that's what I said. Some people are gifted enough to do it already.
Exactly. No, but somebody had said, if you could do that to yourself, you would never leave the house. You wouldn't.
Well, I don't know,
like
anything that's great will get old with time. Like, you love steak, right? But if you eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, at some point you're like, I don't want
Can I get some damn spaghetti for once, please?
Exactly.
But continuing on with him, man, It said Manson was no stranger to decadence and using Satan as inspiration for live shows. To this day, his music videos have some of the most haunting imagery ever shown on late night MTV. Back when they actually used to show music videos.
Yeah, exactly.
However, in recent years, Manson has had his share of embarrassments. One of which being his appearance on Talking Dead, where he pretty much got handled by the guy who used to host Singled Out Summarize.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, what a sad day for rock and roll it was. In days of late, Manson acted more like a frat guy, spending his time texting back and forth with Bieber. Really, they should just hang out. Bieber can be the son Manson never wanted, and Manson can be the father that Bieber never had.
Wow.
This website is kind of dope.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, he is polarizing, dude. And I remember being a kid and seeing this guy. Like, as a kid, I was terrified of Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yeah.
Terrified.
Yeah.
So that might have been 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
When I saw Marilyn Manson, I was probably a preteen, you know?
Yeah.
More terrified of him than I was of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because around, late middle school into high school, the certain types of kids in a certain social class would start wearing their rock and roll t-shirts, and Marilyn Manson just blew up. I remember coming back from summer one year, and I walked through the school and I'm like, why is there like 45 kids with Marilyn Manson t-shirts on? First of all, I'm like, who is she?
Who is she?
But then you start looking, and there is some graphic ones, like blood, just the crimson everywhere, and one of them on the back. I remember this kid got kicked out of school.
Here we go.
But
I bet I know exactly what you're about to. Go ahead.
It said on the back of it, "I am the god of."
Of what? If the 4-letter word.
F-U-C.
Okay, all right.
That's what it said on the back. I was like, what? How does that even work?
Well, grammatically, that doesn't even.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't make sense to me then,
like,
but
I am the god of.
I'm guessing it was a lyric. We haven't covered that song, but I'm guessing that was a lyric from one of his songs. But yeah, it was shocking, and people are scared of the unknown. Yeah. And the hip hop crowd is like, I don't know about that stuff, dog.
And that was us,
Yeah.
We hung. I can't say that was me when I was with you. You know, because I hung with everybody.
Yeah.
But damn it. Oh, okay. So you know how you said, who is she?
Yeah.
First of all, have you seen some of Marilyn Manson's wives? A lot of them are very pretty.
Oh God, the name slips me, but yeah.
I don't remember the names, but it's
the girl that was in Jawbreaker, and the Doom Generation. But see, I think it was around this time that I also, even being into hip hop, I started being into more of the darker side of hip hop.
Anything horrorcore.
Yeah, I mean, even with like Natural Born Killers, with Dre and Ice Cube. Hip hop was taking a turn at that time also into horrorcore. You had the Gravediggers, the Wu-Tang even touched on it a little bit, and Spice One and the Dayton Family and 3 6 Mafia and Insane Clown Posse, all this stuff. I started getting into that, so the imagery looked a little cooler at that point in time, but it was still scary because it was the unknown. Something that I had no idea about this whole culture, and they look like serial killers to me at that point in time.
This is the growth of smoking Hollywood. Look at what we do now. Mm-hmm. We sit here and analyze and listen to great music to the unknown of what we thought.
Yeah. I mean, you're scared of the unknown at first, but eventually you become attracted to the unknown and you want to see what it's all about. That's the reason people watch serial killer documentaries or horror movies. When you're a kid, you're scared of horror movies. You grow up to love them because
you were afraid of them.
Yeah, you start becoming attracted to the unknown and things that you're afraid of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going back to the comments right now, and just with him being number 12, I think it was, and people are mentioning Mayhem and Gigi Allen, like, what if they aren't even on this list? Like, what if...
Oh, that would be crazy, like... Who would be, though?
Here's the thing. I know very little about Gigi Allen, but for some reason I am fascinated with the way the trash talkers talk about him. Like, this guy just must have been pure evil.
Wild. I've seen some documentaries. It's just wild. But
I mean,
I'm sure there's no way he's not on this list, so we will get to him.
You think so?
I would put money on that he is on this list.
The trash talker said we've seen,
and I would be willing to bet if there's anybody above him, it's got to be somebody we've never heard of.
Wait, so you're saying he'd probably be like either top 3?
Yes,
has to be. So what about Mayhem? You think top 3? Because we don't know much about them.
I don't know as much about them. I mean, I've seen documentaries on Gigi Allen. I have no idea about Mayhem.
That's crazy, man.
But if he tops Gigi Allen, then this is the craziest thing in history.
What you got for 11, Smoke?
Number 11. Gwar. Odorous Orungus. Odorous Orungus.
Wow.
Apparently the front man of Gwar. If there is such a thing as Disneyland deranged, then Gwar's late lead singer, he did die a few years back. Yeah. Odorous, Dave Brocky was his real name, would be it. Whether it's jam-packed shows which involved Odorous and company fighting off the occasional rogue T-Rex. That almost sounds like green jelly.
Yeah, green. Shout out Bill, man.
Yeah, or having a monstrous adult toy named Cuttlefish confiscated by Tipper Gore. Oh, wow.
Who was Tipper Gore? Is he in Gwar?
Tipper Gore, wasn't that Al Gore's wife?
No way.
Well, she was, remember, she was at the forefront of the censorship movement.
Wait, she stole the big dildo?
That's
freaking legendary, dude. That's legendary.
It says being confiscated by Tipper Gore. That's all the information it gives on that.
Listen, mine at home don't work. I need to borrow that for the night.
The cuttlefish.
I need to borrow the cuttlefish for the night. Go ahead.
Gwar was never trying to please anybody, but their devout fan base. Yeah. Gwar set out to shock the world. Well, they did that.
They did.
But most of it was smoke and mirrors. Yes.
Oh,
I mean, they're theatrics, you know? Like, I don't think... I mean, they were definitely shock rock. And when you would see, like, MTV news clips or documentaries or something like that back in the day of the shock rockers, you know, and they would always throw ICP on there, too. But Gwar was always on the list. You know, as far as, and I think it's mostly the imagery. You know?
Like you said, they said it was smoke and mirrors.
Giant costumes, and they're so elaborate. And they would have this big gun that they would spray blood all over the crowd, you know, which is probably just some red
dye, Kool-Aid or something.
But yeah, it was cool to see because I saw them that one time.
Yeah, and would you like?
I know I've told this story a couple times on here, but for those who haven't heard it. So we were at the gathering one year, and
don't you put me in this story?
No, it was, well, I mean, it was quite a few people I was there with, but me and Dave one night.
Dave is Boondocks.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was before his set or after, but one night it was late night, and over on the rock stage, Gwar was playing, and Dave was like, you know, have you ever seen Gwar? I was like, no, I don't even know who they are, and he was like, well, let's go check them out. So we drive up there on our golf cart. We go over to the back of the stage because it was off on the other side of the campground where the rock stage was. I don't remember what they called it, like the freak show stage or something like that, you know. But it was where all the rock bands played. So we pull up and we are allowed to go into the back, so we can go right up backstage. It was a big tent that was set up. We get in there, and I am greeted by men up there with these giant elaborate costumes on. The guys up there talking to the crowd like, hey, you little f***ers, you want to see this thing spray blood everywhere? You know, that's how he was talking to the fans.
You want to taste the cuttlefish?
The craziest thing.
Was that the thing cuttlefish? I'm sorry. Was it called cuttlefish?
Yeah, he called it cuttlefish.
All right, go ahead.
Craziest thing was seeing them from the rear. All I saw was men's asses everywhere because they had these giant elaborate costumes on. But in the back, there was absolutely nothing.
Yes, and you know, the more I hear you tell this story, you got to think about it. Putting on like let's say a 30-minute set with all that makeup, all that.
I'm guessing that's why they did that.
I'm pretty sure because they're probably in there burning up, dude.
I will say they had thongs on, so they weren't completely naked, but you saw the entire ass hanging out the back of these costumes.
I mean, was it a nice one?
I don't know.
I'm joking
maybe,
with you.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Did you get to meet him? Did you?
No, because we left before their set was over. But
is that what turned you? You said we. Is that what turned you around?
This was a different point in my life. So I will say that we looked at each other like, that's Gwar.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to go?
Let's go, man.
I have grown to respect Gwar since then from the songs we've covered here, but it was shocking to see because you didn't see that in hip hop.
Yeah.
You're never gonna roll up to the back of a hip hop stage and see men in thongs. Well, maybe not.
Let's not forget about Casey and JoJo. Let's not forget. I mean,
yeah, maybe. Oh man,
I can name a few.
Remember 95.5 The Beat?
Yes, of course.
I remember going to one of their birthday bashes one year, and I was shocked that there was so many men booty dancing because, like Yin Yang Twins was playing. I think Ludacris and T.I. played that night. But
when you say booty dance, you talking about like twerking?
Yeah. But like, I was surprised. Like, they had a lot of booty rap artists up there.
It was the bass movement.
Yeah, but I was surprised how many men. Like, there was no women that I saw on stage that night. It was all men.
Oh, so now you said on stage. Okay,
yeah.
now
it was all men booty dancing on stage, and I was like, this is weird to me.
Now you gotta think about it. If it was, first of all, twerking, and
they were twerking.
I want to say this. Twerking is a worldwide thing right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all know where that term originated from?
Atlanta.
Right here.
Yeah.
Twerking. When everybody says, "Oh, that's cap," like meaning a lie. Oh, that's cap. Guess where that term came from? Right here. The term trap. You know where that came from? Right here. Atlanta's got. I mean,
are you sure about that one?
I'm pretty sure Andre 3000 said, or Big Boy, now you back in the trap.
Yeah.
Just like that.
I remember hearing about the trap. I mean,
I could be wrong,
but
but
that was the dope neighborhood.
I'll say the South.
The trap.
I'll say the trap. I know cap came from Atlanta. Trap, cap, and twerk.
Twerk. First time I heard twerk was the Yin Yang Twins.
But no, it wasn't.
Whistle.
No, it wasn't.
You twerk.
No, it wasn't.
Who was it?
On Master P's album, man, I'm just out here trying to twerk song.
Yeah, you're right, but that's not Atlanta. That's New Orleans.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying the South because
before
twerking was a dance, it was actually like trying to make something happen with the play.
Yeah,
hey
exactly.
man, I ain't got no money, bro. I need to twerk something. Like basically tweak something.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm and Smoke is the same thing. We are ATLians. We bleed Atlanta. So when we see something that's from Atlanta that's being all over the world, we want to
it's
like this is ours, man. This is ours.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. But no, dude, I can't even try to elaborate on the booty dancing. I mean, other than it originated.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
well, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about it.
Yeah.
It was just weird at the time because I had never seen that before.
Yeah, and not only that, if you haven't been to Music Midtown, it's a lot of it's a lot of very beautiful women there. Mm-hmm. So for you to not see that, it's like, hold on, what's going on?
Yeah, well, in hip hop, especially during that time, this was the mid 2000s. Like, you're used to seeing women get up on stage and twerk. Yeah. That was the first time I'd ever seen no women on stage, just men doing it.
Well, Atlanta's the second capital. You know what I'm talking about? That's what they say. You got San Francisco as the first, and then Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. I
mean, we don't care. We don't. It's just
we're open-minded down here.
Dude, I will say that's something else about the South is we have developed a mind like that. Some of the things that are going on, like real true Southerners, and maybe my grandma, your grandma, or your parents may not be like this, but like people around our age, we've become so much more open-minded now, Yeah. And I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah. Atlanta has become extremely diverse and more open-minded than probably the rest of the South altogether.
I would agree. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I've traveled the world, and there is no place that I've been like Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Atlanta is amazing. Man, all that through Gwar.
I know, Gwar. But yeah, that was my Gwar story, man.
Yeah. Dude, I wish I had a cool freaking Gwar story or a cool...
Oh, it was something to see, I'll tell you that, though.
See, I've met a bunch of famous people, but every famous person I met was basically like a TV actor or a rapper,
Yeah.
Like, the first famous person I ever met was Yo Gotti.
Really?
Yeah. Yo Gotti, right?
Yeah, Murder Inc.
No, that's Irv
Gotti.
Yeah. Yo Gotti from the South.
Yeah. I know Yo Gotti.
Yeah, but Yeah, we met. We were going to Florence, South Carolina for a funeral. Me and my mom, my stepdad, we sat out. We stayed at a Hampton Inn hotel, and we come down. Me and my stepdad were eating breakfast, and I mean, this was below freezing days. This was before,
Yeah.
And this was right when he had put his first mixtape out, and I'm sitting there eating, and it's this dude over here with this big old CMG. That's his thing, his record label, with this big old dude, and I'm looking at him like, nah, that's not him. And then he's looking at me like he's like watching me. He's like, "Are you friend or foe?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute." I didn't.
Fool keeps staring at me.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude. I'm like, "Are you Yo Gotti?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Man, it's so nice to meet you. I love your music." And of course, me being, "Man, can I rap for you, man?" Like,
I knew you would.
Of course, dude. Of course. No, but these are just the stories that we reminisce here on this podcast, man.
Definitely.
All right, so Gwar was what, number 11?
11.
So number 10, this is freaking shocking to me because I had no clue this guy was insane, quote unquote. Mike Patton.
Mike Patton.
Can you think of...
Well, the only thing I know about Mike Patton is what we've done on here. He has some insane stylings. Like, the guy's all over the map. Lyrically and musically, but
some say one of the greatest singers on earth.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've almost come to that conclusion. I mean, he's up there.
He's definitely he's up there.
He's way up there.
But what puts him on the most insane? I'm trying to think of anything that we may have seen in the comments before I read the synopsis. Like,
I don't know. This is new to me. Why he would be listed as one of the most insane?
Below Ozzy, below Manson, below Cooper, below Gwar. Think about that.
Patton.
Mike Patton.
What has this man done?
Let's just see. I mean, first of all, just look at the picture. So Mike, I'm curious. I'm really interested on this one.
Yeah.
Mike Patton is most famous for his days as lead singer of Faith No More, who enjoyed sizable fame in the 80s and early 90s, so much so that he toured with Guns N' Roses back in 91. He's mostly known for defecating on stage, peeing on himself and the crowd, and the little things like swallowing his own shoelace inch by inch. He was even bold enough to catch Axl Rose off guard by making a stool in Axl's orange juice carton, then returning it to his refrigerator as accounted by Rockstar Babylon by John Holmes. Patton also enjoys long walks on the beach, fans spitting in his mouth, and front-loading excrement inside of hair dryers. Patton probably has the
Wait, now you gonna take a dump in a hair dryer?
I will say the very last line, Patton probably has the best vocal range out of anyone on this list, is what it says next.
Oh, I believe that.
May I repeat what this guy does? Okay, this
guy.
Go
ahead.
All right, mostly known, not according to this website, not mostly known for having a crazy vocal range, but mostly known for defecating on stage, peeing on himself and the crowd, swallowing his shoelace, and pooping in Axl Rose's orange juice and returning it to the refrigerator. And then he wants the fans to spit in his mouth and front-loading excrements inside of hair dryers.
Now that's a rib right there. You know, in the wrestling business, like, people pull a lot of ribs on each other, and X-Pac was known for pooping in people's lunch trays and things like that.
Dude.
But this guy sounds like he would have fit into the 90s wrestling business.
You know, and he is a character. I mean,
obviously.
This hurts me a little bit, bro. This because I love Faith
No
No
y'all
More.
Didn't tell us about this.
No, y'all didn't mention
Y'all talked about his wonderful vocal range and all the different projects he's been in. Y'all didn't tell us about pooping and peeing on people.
Yeah, and I think he came very close to winning our best vocalist, right?
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah.
He was in the final, or
top 4, I think.
Yeah, top 4, something like that. Yeah.
Man, trash talkers, y'all didn't tell us he was defecating on stage, peeing on the crowd. Y'all didn't mention any of that. So here's the thing: are we not aware of it because he's that vocally gifted? It's like, wait,
that people can overlook.
Just like, you know what? Don't even worry about that. Just. What do you think?
Maybe so. Because some of that sounds like some Gigi Allen stuff.
See,
people don't overlook that with Gigi Allen.
Dude, it hurts my heart to, like, Mike Patton. I've literally some of the songs that we've reacted to, I've had on repeat, and I'm singing them. I'm showing them to my mom. So what if she's like, she's like, oh, the song's so great, you know, and then she goes and looks at videos of him.
I tell you, we didn't come across any of those videos.
Do we want to?
Nah, well, I don't need to see him pooping on people.
But he just don't seem like that kind of guy, right?
No, he doesn't, but we haven't really explored anything but the music itself. But the music that we have explored by him makes him seem like a normal person.
Guy.
I guess he was just living that rock star lifestyle, man.
Man, I love Mike Patton, but you know what? With the antics that he's pulling off on stage, I still like your music, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, man. You know, there is some artists who do get in trouble and go to jail for doing some terribly horrific things.
Yes.
To where they get canceled. People are like, do not, this guy's a terrible person. And I agree. However, I still like the music.
Yeah.
I mean, is that wrong?
No.
You know what
because
I'm talking about.
the music is still good music, regardless if the person who does it is a terrible person.
Milton.
Yeah.
One of the greatest, R&B
artists of all time, but is a horrible person in real life.
Is a despicable person.
Yeah.
So is it wrong to still play his music?
I don't know. Is it okay to watch Chris Benoit matches?
Good point.
Because he's still highly regarded as one of the best wrestlers to ever step inside a ring. Just so happens he murdered his whole family and himself.
Allegedly?
Oh, we'll say allegedly.
See?
We'll say allegedly. Yeah, I mean, I think it's common public knowledge, but
you want to
that's how the story goes. I will say allegedly because there are people out there who claim that it didn't go down that way.
Yes, I did hear something about. You know what? Do you want to tell them what we've been talking about off camera about the whole being careful what you say, or do you want to keep that between us?
Well, I think everyone knows, like, you really have to be careful what you say these days. Like, that's why we say allegedly, because this day and age you can't say anything for sure because you can get charged with slander and things like that if it just so happens that it doesn't end up being true. So
yeah, and there are people in court right now, that are going through legal things simply because of their lyrics. So it's like, are we taking away our freedom of speech? Are we taking away our
it's a dangerous slope.
Our expression of art? Are these things
it's a dangerous slope when you start messing with art, because
it's dangerous.
Lyrics in a song can be just painting a picture of complete fiction.
Okay, so if that's the point, Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, that's art, you know?
It is. That's why I said it's a slippery slope, If you want to charge people for terroristic threats or something just for something they said in a song.
Okay, well then now you have to ask the question, when does it not become art? Because having terroristic threats is a real thing. So, but could you not say like, hey, no, that was me expressing art? So at what point does it not and who dictates what is art? Because
a judge.
That's not fair, dude.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It would seem completely insane to say Quentin Tarantino should be charged with a crime for some of the gory displays in his movies, right?
But Young Thug can be prosecuted because he's talked about selling drugs. That's messed up.
It is. Yeah, I think at least for right now, there still has to be some crime to get you into court first.
Yes. Before
they start bringing up the lyrics. But we're on a slippery slope to where in the future, people could be brought up on charges just for things they said in art. Or even painting pictures, any kind of art,
Dude, that's what I was saying. I saw this list of top 5 things that are considered art, and one of them is cutting. Like people who cut themselves, it's a mental thing with a lot of people, but some people look at that as art.
Yeah,
absolutely. So who dictates what art is? And at the end of the day, you have the freedom of expression. If you make a song, that's your art. Comedy is art. A lot of people say that's the last one.
We thought maybe music was also, but it doesn't seem to be that way anymore.
But then that takes away your First Amendment right. What'd Zach De La Rocca say?
Make a move and plead the fifth because you can't plead the first.
That is so freaking
That
true.
was prophetic.
And that was in
the 90s, what, 96 or something?
Damn.
That's very prophetic, because nowadays it's probably better to stay silent than to plead your freedom of speech.
So do you think, who do you even say? Are we being silenced? Is it the world, or is it just...
I think it's a moral, like
it's like a shift in humanity or something.
It is, yeah. It's almost like a de-enlightenment at this point. Like we're going in reverse, you know, to where we start prosecuting people for things they say that actually have no actual actions behind them.
Yeah, and again, here at the Trash Talkers, we're all inclusive. We love everyone. This is just how me and Smokey talk. Mm-hmm. I saw something though that could make a point. So there are some amendments and there are some constitutional rights that were written in 1776, right? And they're like, wait a minute, now times have changed. Like when it comes to certain things, like the like there's one about slavery or something, and it was like, okay, that needs to be omitted or taken out because times have changed.
Yeah.
So if people can agree, the masses can agree that amendment needs to be changed, will it get to the point that masses would be like, okay, the First Amendment should be changed? Like, you know what I mean? How things, you get what I'm saying here? Like,
yeah, I get it. I don't know, man. It's scary because change is scary for one. And
you can't say that.
I can't. Probably can't, man. Can't. I don't know. What can you say anymore?
We're just gonna sit here like this for the next 10 minutes.
Yep, this is our new podcast. Who can't even say new podcast?
Damn it! What can I?
No. Hey, did you?
No, I did not hear it. I don't even know what it is.
Hey, what about that?
Stop it! Don't you do it, dude.
That's what it's gonna be like, man.
Man, that is crazy, dude.
Hopefully there's going to be some sensibility added into the mix at some point, and we don't go too far.
But you would think as human beings, look how far we've come, dude. We're look how far the human race has come.
Yeah.
Man.
I know, man. And I don't want to see a future where we're pulling up Eminem lyrics or Ozzy lyrics from
the
or
dark
Slipknot
web
lyrics, and saying, all these people need to be prosecuted.
That's messed up. It's like if they do to whoever they. When I say they, who is they? When we say they, who is they?
Well, usually people mean the man, the authoritative class.
So it's crazy. Like if it gets to the point where freedom of speech gets taken away, that means your favorite reactors, your favorite podcast, your favorite radio station. If the freedom of speech gets taken away, literally some of Rappers React might only be found on the dark web if they take that. You could only, or like Joe Rogan's podcast.
All your favorite entertainment will be
on the dark. It would be that, dude. That's
there's part of me that says I hope that's many years in the future after I'm gone, but then I feel bad for the people in the future.
Yes, because it slows down the advancement.
You ever saw Demolition Man? You ever saw that movie?
Is that with
It was Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes.
Okay, yeah, you did show me a clip where he came back.
Yeah, I think I might have. Yeah,
I haven't seen the movie, but you showed me the clip.
So it takes place far into the future where they had already wiped society clean of all immorality. Like, they're not even allowed to cuss. If they say a cuss word, they instantly get fined. They had these like sensors all over the place, everywhere they go, in their cars, on the walls, even out in public. You could just say a cuss word, a banned word, that's where we're getting to. There's words that are banned now, and there's going to be more in the future. But they would just slip up and say a banned word, and a ticket would come out. You're fined.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the people who tried to hang on to the old ways, they had to go underground and
the dark web
outside. Yeah, basically
the dark web,
and be outside of the man's operation there.
Could you imagine, like, you wanting to watch SpongeBob, and you can't watch SpongeBob on
because
TV.
That's been deemed immoral.
You gotta watch it on dark web now. So I really hope that does not happen. Also, is that just something that we are going through in America? Is this happening all over the world, or is this just a...
Good question. I don't think it's happening everywhere, but I think there is a large portion. I mean, because the whole world is connected through the internet now. So if it happens in a country, other countries, people are going to start picking up on it. Like, hey, well, you know what? I don't like certain words in this country.
Yeah. And, bringing it back to, Mike Patton, it's like if you take freedom of speech and freedom of art and freedom of these things, then these lists will not exist anymore. Or maybe they will, but people who do minor things like Eminem going at it with Britney Spears. Oh, that was the most insane thing. Have you ever heard of freaking Mike Patton pooping in orange juice? But now you're saying Eminem hating on Britney Spears is in the top 15 most insane. You know what I mean? It's like, it's layers to, man. It's
a sliding bar.
It's a what?
It's a sliding bar. Like the bar for what is acceptable is being moved down. Like you think about from the time, the 70s, there was like this sexual revolution and the hippies, and people pushed into a progressive future, and they raised the bar over what was acceptable. Like they started having nudity on TV, and cuss words were on TV at some point into the 90s.
Can I interrupt for a second?
And NWA got away with what they were doing. 1 second. And then into the 2000s, it hit a point to where it was basically the highest we're ever going to get. Like, this is the most acceptable things that can happen in society, and now we're starting to move the bar back down. You know what I'm saying?
At what point does the bar hit the ground?
That's total control.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
What were you gonna say?
You were talking about the sexual expressions in the 70s, and some certain forms of nudity, being art. Yeah. I mean, pornography is a form of art. That is a form of art. But I remember when I was in Sweden, no joke, just flipping through the channels like soap operas. Nudity is not a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't as controlled as it is here. Yeah,
right. Like here, we're like, oh, you got to cover up your nipples. Over there, they're like, don't care. Which a lot nicer people, and I can't say that. I don't know if I just.
I mean, there's plenty of nice people in America.
Yes, of course.
Sure.
The Trash Talker family, man. You guys are awesome. But no, just seeing it was so crazy being, and yes, I was young, maybe 14, 15, but it's like, holy crap, that's, and even, Johanna, shout out Johanna, she was about 16, and she's like, why are you making such a big deal? She's like, this is on every night. But it's like, well, I'm from America. It's like, why do they hide that here? It's when in other countries, it's like, hey, that's the thing.
Well, there was a lot of people that fought for that change.
Well, that's the thing with weed. Like, if you go to Amsterdam, weed is nothing. It's like, it's just part of culture. But here, dude, Brittany Griner, the basketball player, just got sentenced 9 years in prison.
They charged her with smuggling.
Wasn't it just like a blunt?
I don't know. I'm not going to say I know anything.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I just know that she's in the news for some serious situation.
Allegedly.
Maybe
not Amitree. Small dog.
What up?
Let's get into some OMG.
And some WTF.
Yes, and guys, if you're new here, OMG does not stand for Oh My God. It stands for Oh My Georgia, and WTF does not stand for What the... It stands for...
What the Florida.
Yes.
Alright, so what we've been doing is I've been bringing up 2 headlines. One from Florida, one from Georgia. And I'm actually running out of Georgia headlines because apparently we just don't make them like Florida does.
Trash Talkers, let us know. What's the third state that it's got some of the craziest stories? And maybe we can flip flop them. But all right, I will give you 2 headlines and you tell me which one came from Georgia and which one came from Florida. Crank it up.
All right, the first headline is man charged after calling 911 over lack of vodka.
Damn, that might have been me. That might have been me, dude. That might have been me.
All right, and the other headline is man shoots armadillo and accidentally shoots his mother-in-law.
How does that even happen? I guess
a ricochet.
Did the armadillo die too? Because if the armadillo didn't die, I'd be looking at that guy very suspiciously.
Exactly.
Like, hold on, brother.
Exactly. I don't think that it's... I'll read... You want me to read the synopsis?
Well, no, let me guess.
Yeah, guess off just the headline.
First of all, he called 911 because he was out of vodka. Mm-hmm. I've done that. I'm sure I've done that before, okay? I'm sure I've done that. I mean, after I come home from work and, all my work is done editing, I enjoy a shot of vodka. It's how I wind down. Mm-hmm. So everyone I know around here either drinks vodka or whiskey, so I'm going to say that's Georgia. And the armadillo being more wildlife is going to be Florida.
Florida? Incorrect.
Both? On both?
Oh, yeah, there's only 2 options.
Well, I thought you...
So if you got one wrong, you got to have the other one
I thought
wrong.
you might have done, switched it up and did 2 Georgias or 2 Floridas.
No, actually, no. I picked one of each.
So, the armadillo's in Georgia?
Yes. We have a lot of armadillos here. That's a crazy thing. They've migrated, because when I was a kid, there were no armadillos here.
There were a lot of raccoons.
They migrated up from Mexico, through Texas, throughout the South, Louisiana, Florida, and then they eventually made their way into Georgia, and now they're making their way north, like North Carolina and Virginia, and they're starting to deal with armadillos now.
They're not going to go too north because they're tropical. Are they like...
Oh, well, they were a desert creature.
Exactly.
Yes. But they've spread everywhere.
Dude,
they will eventually alter and evolve, and they'll probably be in Alaska one day.
That is crazy that you say that, because literally just driving down Salem, you'll just see them
they're everywhere.
dude.
And they didn't exist here when we were kids.
Wow.
There were no armadillos here when we were kids.
Damn. Break it down.
All right. So a Southwest Florida man was charged after authorities say he called 911 because his girlfriend wouldn't buy him vodka.
So this was Florida, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it was not me. Woo, we're good. All right.
Well, were you charged?
God dang. No, I wasn't. We're good.
All right. He is facing a misdemeanor charge of misusing 911 in an incident that happened Monday night. Collier County Sheriff's Office told NBC2 it is unknown if he hired an attorney.
Okay, so his charge was a misdemeanor because he didn't use 911 services properly.
Yes.
Okay, what I gotta play devil's advocate here. Okay.
Yeah.
There's 2 withdrawals you can die from. Benzos.
Well,
benzos, and he's like, listen, I need it. This is a medical emergency. If I don't have it, I'm going to die. Could that not be maybe?
I guess it depends on how he worded it. If he said, I need medical help because I might die from withdrawals,
yes,
then they probably wouldn't have charged him. But if he just called and said,
man,
I'm going to need y'all to pay me tobacco right now.
No.
Then the police can go get it. The liquor store closed, but you can go in there and get it and bring it over here.
Man, that's a good devil's advocate to play though, dude. If you think about it,
that was his
his logic.
That was his defense in court.
Man, I don't know.
But anyway, the Lee County man, I'm gonna leave out his name, Georgia, shot at an armadillo and the bullet ricocheted off of the animal into the back door of his mother-in-law's home, right into her back.
Wow.
Good news, the 74-year-old woman was taken to the hospital, isn't expected to recover.
Yes. But they don't say
she
if the
survived. It didn't say. Because the first thing you would think is when the police arrive and go, armadillo, huh?
Yeah.
Show me that armadillo.
You're under arrest. Yeah. You're under arrest.
you show me that armadillo that you shot right now. He ran away. I don't know.
I mean, well, they have It's I don't care even if you're using like a 9mm or 22. That bullet's not going to ricochet off of the armor of an armadillo.
22, man.
Or
I don't know. I know a guy said it took 3 shots to kill an armadillo.
In the back, though?
From what I heard.
Hey, we can't talk about this.
There.
We can't talk about this.
Allegedly, this is what happened. I wasn't there.
Yeah. God, man.
That's why I said I know a guy who says it. I'm not saying this happened because I don't want PETA after me. Yeah,
man. We have absolutely been loving doing the reiteration of the Trash Talkers podcast.
Yeah.
Because we get to talk about cool stuff like the most insane artists in music, but then y'all get to see how me and Smoke talk. You know, and hopefully, like we said earlier, they don't take this away from us. You know, like, man.
I hope not, guys. We got to start fighting to preserve some of our entertainment, right?
Yeah, I mean, we ain't hurting nobody.
Yeah.
Like, and if we do somehow, we don't mean it. It was unintentional.
Yes,
we are not here to. We're here to make love and peace, come great music, meet great people, and then just spread joy, man.
Yeah.
That's what the Trash Talker name is about, dude.
And inspire.
Yes. You want to tell them how they can get on the show if they're interested?
Yeah, guys. Obviously, we haven't gotten any voice clips. People have been sending stories, but no voice clips. And it would be really nice to hear a voice clip from you guys. So if you have a story that happened around your neck of the woods, in your neighborhood, in your community, an old folklore that you've heard, something that your grandma told you, some crazy story that happened around you, then go ahead and record us a short audio clip and send it to the email down below. And you could find yourself being played on the podcast.
Absolutely. Great podcast.
I think so.
I think this is a great episode, man.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see who the next guys are in line.
Oh man, the next three
shattered
our. I still can't believe
it shattered our image of
Mike Patton.
Mike Patton,
Poor
man.
Mike Patton, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, guys, tune in next week and we'll continue this list and see who the next three, and we'll just see how crazy it goes. Maybe Mayhem will be on there. Maybe Gigi Allen won't. We'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, guys. With that being said, my name is Barringer Hollywood 6. Bye.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez Cowan.
And we are
over
and
out.
Deuces. Oh, can't say that.
No, don't say that.